Zaffa presents The Accident, written by Kate Mcmahon and read by Nicolette Chin. Accidents do not simply happen. They are always the result of an error, either of an individual, a system, or, more commonly, both. Key Principles of Emergency Medicine, 2019 edition. The wise let their love be a choice, not an accident. Embracing You, a guide to life, love, and you. It wasn't my fault. Children everywhere, and adults everywhere. It was one of those unimpeachable spring mornings, the type Hobart knew it was pretty good at. The breeze was suppleness and pleasure, the sun obvious but unchallenging. Sandstone buildings shaded electric bikes, school kids scrolled TikTok on buses, and coffee blessed grateful throats. Behind it all stood the mountain, snuggling the little city into the curve between its forest-dim foothills and the wide blue sparkle of harbour. 4 staff members were on duty at the school's drop-off zone that morning. They wore high-vis vests over office clothes. 2 had walkie-talkies. 2 turned stop, slow signs with a nervous, responsible air. Who could blame them? Cars were bumper to bumper from the end of the narrow street. 1 stop, slow error would have visited ruination onto many, many bumpers. Everyone seemed pretty jolly, though. Lots of waving and smiling and mental resolving not to fuss about the little things. In that sort of weather, most of the mums even felt affectionate towards Sandra from the office. There she was, fluorescent orange jacket neatly velcroed, even though Sandra tended to be hurtfully passive-aggressive if you made the slightest mistake with your kids' photo forms or sports carnival gear. That day it was Sandra's job to assist the children out of the cars and check that the younger ones were right to find their way from the rapid drop zone to the junior learning hub. The senior school kids, of course, knew how to get to their classrooms. Sandra took the opportunity to remind them to put their phones in their bags and keep them there for the duration. Sandra didn't have a walkie-talkie, so for once, she wasn't the first to know. In fact, she didn't even realize anything had happened until she heard the sirens. Sirens were rare in that part of Hobart. 9 months earlier. Chapter 1. Grace. Summer. "Emma," Grace said, "we've talked about this." Grace both saw and felt stillness settle over her daughter. Then, like a prisoner caught trying to escape, Emma unbent her right knee, stepped out of her lunge, and turned to face her mum. "Emma," Grace said again. "Oh, Em, honey." Where had honey come from? She'd never used that term. It was as if they were in an American teledrama. Maybe she was hoping for the simple, uplifting ending. "I'm just exercising, Mum," Emma said. "Fuck!" That sort of language might have made Grace smother a laugh in a parallel universe. Swearing that way just didn't work when your crop top had slightly too long straps and you were standing next to your floating shelf of Harry Potter books. "Emma's just going through a phase," her parallel universe self would have said, while she sipped a merry glass of wine with a lovably imperfect friend. "Testing boundaries, taking risks, hardy-ha, I'm dying of stress, pass the bottle, how's your meenager?" But nothing much was funny about her daughter at the moment. "Emma, sweetie." What was the perfect combination of words? What phrase set a boundary yet didn't shame? Which sentence strengthened the mother-daughter relationship without endorsing the behavior? "I accept you exactly as you are, but I wish you were different. I know you can't help it, but you have to help it a bit. I am here for you, but I'm not sure I can cope." "I know you're not to blame," said Grace.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?